Hello and welcome. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Hope everybody had a fabulous evening. I hope you could have slept last night. I know it was pretty warm last night for a lot of people. So hopefully that you're able to get some sleep. I was looking at my photo for the Guru Mama and stuff. I think I better update it because this is my winter one. I have a scarf on and everything, and I'm thinking, whoa, that's kind of um, a little bit. What do you call it, a little bit too hot. So let's see what's going on with everybody today. I ran across a post from Dawn French. I don't know if you know who Dawn French. She's a comedian from England, and I follow her because I think she's absolutely fabulous and she's hilarious. And she wrote and I reposted it. Many people don't know this, but it's possible to read something you don't agree with on the internet and simply move on with your life. Isn't that the truth? There is so much that's there. You can simply move on with your life. You don't have to dwell on it. But, many people do. Many people do. It's just sometimes people don't have anything else to focus on, right? So that's what they do. So, my loves, let's say, all right. Okay. Just checking to see who's all on. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Watching from your fort. Ooh, she's got a little. I call it her. Candace has a little tent, a sheet fort with a fan, and I'm going to call it her sheet or her igloo sheet fort. So, are you not on Facebook Live? Yeah, I'm on Facebook Live. I just checked. I'm there. I am always, yeah, I'm on my Facebook page, I'm on the Guru Mama page, and I'm on YouTube. So I'm on it all, baby. So just last night, what did I do last night? Oh, what did I do? I was on here, but I just went on my main page, Mary June Tracy, through StreamYard. I won't go on. I just won't do Facebook Live from Facebook because the connection can be really wonky at times. So a couple things. I don't know if you watch The Angry Canadian. I think he's hilarious, but he's on TikTok. I watch him sometimes. Well, and he's always got a really good sense of humor. But it's he mentioned, and I heard it too in Parliament that they're saying that if you have over 100,000 followers, that they are going to start monitoring your feeds. So I thought that was quite interesting to hear about today. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, let's just keep on going. Let's just keep on striving. The energies are quite intense today. Whoa, intensity. We got Mars opposite Saturn, and then they're both squaring Uranus. And, with that fixed energy that's in the sky, and then it takes off into Scorpio. So we have that's going on. We have the moon. Oh, the internal moon just wants to be in the wateriness of Pisces, is squaring off Mercury. And, it's like the moon has issues and Mercury is just like fed up. He's just like saying, this is all crazy, man. This is all crazy. And so Mercury is a little bit angry. So you're going to find a lot of people that are angry. Trudeau is trying to stop free speech on social media. Yes, he is. I mean, with that C10 bill is one of them, and then that's the next one that he's trying to put through is a bill that will stop all speech in Canada. So they want to start. What they said on the floor in Parliament is that they want to monitor anybody who has over 100,000 viewers. So I'm not there yet. I'm not being monitored. Well, I probably am. But C36, thank you. I know it was C something. see up your ass. That's what I want to shove it. But that's and then with the intensity that's going to happen for July 1st, I think there's going to be some crazy outbursts that are going to happen for July 1st here in Canada. But the intensity is getting bad. The intensity is getting bad. Now, if that C-36 passes, we're fucked. I mean, that means basically anything that you say is hate crime. It's hate speech, right? So I could say something, and then somebody's going to take it as hate speech. I mean, a lot of things I could take as people are going to take as hate speech, anyways. Are they doing that with celebrities? I'm not too sure who they're. Well, if the celeb is in their back pocket, probably not. Just like in the States, if the celeb is in their back pocket, they probably won't. And the other thing is that I posted and I was telling people that the next lockdown is going to be environmental or climate related. And that's the other thing that's being pushed right now. And that has to do with, the funny thing, ha 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 ha, is that it's going to affect every country except China. Because the climate thing is not going to stop the iPhone factories, nor is it going to stop any of the factories in India or child labor. Or the Uyghurs from working. So yeah, you could say I love you and someone would be all over you. Yes. What's the climate lockdown? The climate lockdown is that they will monitor what kind of vehicle you have. If you got a non-environmental car that they don't think is efficient, you'll be taxed extra. If you do have an environmentally fit car, that you will get a credit for it. You'll be limited in where you can drive and how far you can drive. Your thermostat will be monitored on how high your heat is, or if you have air conditioning on. They're even talking about, and I've mentioned this before, that when it comes to businesses, they will you'll go down to a 3-day work week or less. So limit downtown core work and things along that line. People, again, working from home. A lot of the huge studies are coming out about this. One is coming out from China, another one, or not China, Germany, UK. And I posted a little thing on my Facebook feed on it. So and a lot of environmentalists freaked out when we had the lockdown with COVID, and they thought we should be doing the lockdown with climate as well. The irony is the politicians put there because we elected them, and we not get rid of them that easily. Especially here in Canada, it's really fucking hard to get rid of them because, I mean, he usually calls an election within every 5 years, and the thing is he can hold on to that a little bit longer. Insurances has already increased in many. Yes, it has. Do you know they've even asked people, or I've been asked, is like, do you travel out of province? And they want to know how long I travel out of province for insurance purposes. So, I mean, that's the other thing. Too many bleeding heart liberals. Too many. They're all freaking bleeding hearts on either side, I think. I don't think that, I mean, we need a really, I don't know, somebody who has some balls. I don't know, female or male, I don't give a shit. But somebody's going to come up and really stand up to a lot of these who don't want to sell us, out to sell us out to China and those places like that. I mean, yeah, we're opening up July 1st here in Alberta, but mandatory masks aren't going to be lifted up till July the 5th, and then they're going to be saying recommended or something like that. Yeah, there is going to be a war, Candace. It's where and I said to people, when Mars goes into Leo, it's not a fun thing when Mars is in Leo. Mars in Leo is very warring. And in an opposition to Saturn, Saturn is here's Saturn coming in and saying, get your shit together. What are you trying to change, right? And it's all about getting your shit together. And Mars is saying, I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. And then, squaring off with Uranus. Uranus is very, very erratic and wanting to make change, right? So that's the whole thing. China wants to know what happens with the indigenous. Like, they don't care. They changed the wording. That's what I talked about last night. They changed the wording. Lisa, civil war. Civil war would be interesting because, I mean, right now Nova Scotia, right now Canada's really messed up. Ontario's in what? Stage one of what? Stage one of what? They should be freaking open. Like, just open up. But there's so many people afraid in Ontario, it's ridiculous. BC's opening up, and I don't know what's happening with Saskatchewan and Manitoba. And then they want to lock down the Yukon, right? For what, this variant that gives you a sniffle and a cold. Like, give me a break. If if 98% of the population is vaccinated, why do we keep locking them down? And the thing is that's the thing, is that when somebody wants to put you down, they'll throw something from your past, or they'll try and cancel you in some kind of freaking way. So they could come up and say, oh, well, you did this and this as when you were 26. And I'd be like, yeah, I did. And you know what? That's horrible. But you know what? I've come back and I've stood up. It started, when I was watching, when was it? A few years ago. And I can't remember the comedian's name, but he was going to host the Oscars, and they brought up what he said years ago about gay people. And the thing is that he apologized for it. He went, he said he knew he did wrong. Ellen even had him on the show because they really wanted him to host it. And he says, no, I'm not going to go up there to be ridiculed. Like, it's not worth it to me. And that's the thing, is like, people want to band, and it could be just a small group, and they want to come out and they want to dismantle you, right? Kevin Hart, yeah. And they want to bring you down. They want to punch you down because they don't like what you say, or you said something, or you tweeted something when you were 10, and then hold you when you're like 40, or you said this when you were 10. Well, I, used to tell a lot of people a lot of things when I was 10, probably, but that's the craziness of the energies that are coming forward. It's the energies are coming in to wake people up to really be aware. Like, you can't be sleeping underneath. You just can't be sleeping right now. And if you are, and you're just saying, oh, well, I don't know what to do. Well, I mean, I think it starts at the local level. I'm looking at, like, even here in Calgary, because we're going to be having an election coming up, getting involved in some way, talking to your neighbors. It's, I was going to mention to Stephen, I said, well, maybe we're going to move out of Canada. Maybe we got to move to, move back to Trinidad. Or move somewhere, somewhere other than here. Because, I mean, when people say, it's like, oh, you don't have to pay for medical, you don't have to pay for this, you don't have to pay for that. Yeah, but how is it all going to be paid for, right? And watching you in my backyard, bird sings. Loving it, love it. But it's, our political people are I don't know. I just want to shake my head right now. I just want to shake my head. I mean, here's our prime minister wanting to say about, he wants the Pope to come to Canada and apologize. You want the Pope to come here and apologize. Why don't you just start focusing on what needs to be done here and uniting Canada instead of trying to break Canada up and be and you know, bow down to countries like China, you know. So this is kind of it scares me, and I think I feel overwhelmed with it, like many of us do. When I look around, I am more leery. You know, you start to get leery on who you can trust and who you know what's going to happen, kind of thing. And this is, you know, really where bringing in kindness is a big one. Bringing in kindness, coming into your gratitudes as much as you can, you know, bringing in that gratitudes, the meditations in the morning really help to center me and ground me, to keep me focused, right? um I do have a very, you know, many of you know me, I do have a little bit of a rebellious spirit in me where, you know, parts of me want to, you know, and I said jokingly to a girlfriend down in California, I said, maybe we're going to have to do a reversed underground railway, from, instead of from the United States to Canada, we got to go from Canada to United States or further down. Um, because, I mean, that's the scary thing too, is that, you know, the Americans don't exactly want a country that's just north of them that's going to have, a lot of crazy, a lot of like more, say, communist kind of thing, um, going on in their country, and that's the same. So, had a little cry about this last night. Not sure where we're headed. Well, I think that's where a lot of people are feeling. They're not sure where we're headed, and they're feeling lost. And this is when people do start to band together. This is when people do. I mean, when I, you know, at first when I heard about him banning rifles and automatic weapons and shit like that, and I was like, okay, that's a good idea. But then I was talking to somebody who is a gun person, who says, no, this is what this means, Mary. I was like, oh shit. And that's the thing. It's like, you might not at first, you know, at first I didn't like Trump, right? And I thought, okay, he's the orange emperor, he's an asshole. He is, well, he is kind of an asshole. But once I started to really look at some of his policies and the things that he was doing, it was like, wow, okay, he does do a lot. He is doing more than what the news is giving you, and that finding out more that the news is lying and hiding things and not giving you the full truth of what's happening. And that's the thing, is that in educating, finding out more and finding out the information. And that's, you know, funny, I pulled out the King of Swords reversed, is that to get the clarity, sometimes it's hard to get clarity. It's hard to get the clarity because it's, you know, you feel like everything's all muffled, and so you want to begin to focus on something else, or you're trying to focus on your mundane world. Yet the tower did come in today. The tower came in with gratitude, because the tower is saying, the tower reversed is actually worse than the tower upright, because it's like saying, it's showing us everything has to get dismantled in order for a rebuild, and a rebuild within some kind of new format, but a format that doesn't just take away people's rights and indoctrinate people so that they don't, you know, they don't have that freedom of thought. You know, this is where, in dismantling it, and I'm not sure what that looks like. I'm not sure how that comes together, but I believe that there is a better way of doing it than what we have been doing. You know, the Keystone Pipeline, all of that. I mean, he gave the money. He opened up the pipeline to the Ukraine, so that Russia can have the, you know, the money for the pipeline. So there's so much of awareness that we need to awaken to, And that's why I think coming together and celebrating our unity on what we have, that we have similar, than starting to point out so much of what we don't have in similarities. And that's where a lot of this energy is coming in. It's like, let's find what we have in common with one another so that we can work in harmony with one another, and look at the gratitudes that we do have, look at the gratefulness that we do have. It's releasing, let go, and focus on what is positive and uplifting. Yes, this is what definitely what we need to do, is open that up, with that energies, so that we can come to a place where we can talk about things, where we can heal, and we can move forward. There is so much craziness that's coming forward, and sometimes we can get lost in it all, and finding that grounding and finding that strength within us is what we're going to need, especially when we have these old baby boomer dudes that don't want to give up their power, and they don't want to apologize for anything that they've done wrong. And where we want to create something that's better, and then we get where the world looks at our prime minister and, oh, he's so handsome, he's so this. It's like, no. I mean, even for me, for a while, I thought, okay, there's something, maybe there's something good about him, or something good about it. I mean, when I look at his chart, but the thing is with his chart, when you have a triple trine in your chart, there's a lot of power there, and a lot of persuasiveness too. Obama has that, something very similar too, with where, his son, but on his son is an asteroid called Lucifer, right? And Lucifer sits on his son, so he has a choice on which way he can go. He can go very dark if he wants to. This is Obama, or he could, choose and break the chains and go for it. In some ways he did, but in other ways he didn't. And this is, as soon as he starts talking, I'm turning the TV off. Yeah. It is. It's very, very scary. How long before Biden gone? Heard he stumbled into the wrong restaurant the other week. And, well, his wife is basically running the show right now. They have him just as a figure person because he is a liberal, and he is a representative of the old. He doesn't know I don't think he knows half the time of what he's doing. I mean, that's why they got Kamala Harris there. Kamala Harris was put in there mainly because she's Black and Hispanic and whatever mixture that she is. And she's evil. She's an evil woman, and she won't back down. But then she went down into South America, and she was not liked. They did not want her. She got booed in the streets. So, I mean, the States is having a huge issue with the South border too, that they're going to have to start looking at, and what's going on there. So I think there's so much turmoil all over the place in the world, but it's through all of this crazy chaos that is going to create some change. And I always believe the light will win. I mean, the light always wins. And this is a awakening for a lot of people, because we still do have our own thoughts. We still have our own freedoms. And we got to look at what we do have and keep going. Keep going, right? And fallen angel, you said. Fallen angel. When did I say fallen angel? Sorry, Dana. I don't know when I said it, so. I'm going to get Dana to be my monitor on what I'm saying. She keeps me on my toes. I love it. I love it. I love it. But that's, I keep on seeing golden Kamala Harris, the fallen angel. Kamala Harris is I just, when I saw the first time I ever saw her, even in, I just saw like, oh my God, she's evil. That's the very first thing I thought in my head. I wasn't cheering. And the thing is that people gather together and then they cheer because, oh, she's a woman. I don't give a shit if you're a woman, if you're white, you're black, you're yellow, you're green. I don't care if you're coming in to do the job, right? And if you're able to do the job, then that's the person that should be in there, not because you look like this and you could do this. I don't care, right? um it America is dramatic. Yeah, America is dramatic because they have their constitution. That's what makes them dramatic, is that constitution, their freedom of rights, and they take their freedom of rights to heart, right? Here in Canada, we're very laid back, and sometimes we're too laid back when it comes to things. And I think Alberta is the rebel that's going to come up, and it's kind of like the Texas of Canada. Alberta can be. So, in bringing things together. And I mean, just the hard ass things is like saying to BC, if you don't agree with us about the pipeline, we're not going to buy your wine. We're not going to import your wine. I was heartbroken when that happened. I stocked up on my BC wine. But that's the hard ass things that sometimes need to be done in our world right now, is saying, no, we're not going to do this. We're going to stand up. I mean, even we need a better premier than what we got too. So, but I'm not in power, so I can't. I shouldn't judge. I shouldn't judge. I can just criticize. Maybe I'm not judging. I'm just criticizing. What it's all about. Pulling out another angel, Archangel Chamuel. He's the angel that shows us the way. So embracing healthy relationships, but he's also the one who is a guidance that leads us onto the path. So Archangel Chamuel is coming in to show us a path. What is that path that we need to follow? Asking our divine, our God, our goddess to lead us upon a path, to show us the right way. And Michael will open the gates for us, because I feel gates are being open for us. And with those gates, it's us walking through them. And of course, I did get gratitude, the gratitude one, the praying, pray for what you need, but be grateful for what you have already received, right? Critical thinking naturally leads to judgment. Yeah. And I think this is, taking a step back, taking a look at the world. And, that's why for me, the meditations are so important to me. And now I did a little bit of a little TikTok thing this morning with my yoga at the beginning. And haven't showed everybody what I do. It was just like, here I am. I'm going to try and get down on the ground, because then I have to get back up. Getting down is like, once I'm down, I'm okay. It's getting the hell back up. But, it's aligning me. It's getting me into the movements. It's helping me to stand more into that alignment, into that power of being. When somebody goes, I should get into politics, I wouldn't be good at politics, because I would get too frustrated, and I would probably tell people to fuck off a lot. I would have to really compose myself. Haven't seen it yet. Well done on trying yoga. It's too hot to do yoga. I do yoga first thing in the morning. Like, I'm up at 5. So my meditations are at 6. Yoga starts at about 6:30-ish. And then I'm done a little bit after 7. And now today's Mateus' last day of school. Woo, woo, woo. They don't even have graduation for kindergarten anymore. My heart. Oh, oh. So he's his last day of kindergarten, and um it's then I'm going to be going for my morning walks. So I'm changing my whole routine when it comes, so I'll be able to have more time to start putting that into my routine. So doing my yoga and then going for a walk and coffee and stuff. So I'll probably be doing a lot more Instagram lives with that. So, and finding out about Instagram lives. The Midas star, luck is on your side. Let the magic happen. So there is magic. His school is finishing late. It was only hi Mike. It was only kindergartens that are still there. All the other kids are done. You know? So it had to do with like she still had to put time in, or they had to be in school for so long, or but I'm just like, yesterday he got to run through a sprinkler. I don't know what they're doing today for the last day, um but yeah, the kids are all off. The kids are off. So and a lot of people will start taking off for this weekend, especially for July 1st and the Memorial long weekend. So a lot of people are going to start taking off, and BC's open. So people are going to hightail it over to BC and go in the water and shit like that. So that's where I'd love to be. So I just reshuffled my tarot cards. Let's see if there's a different to what's coming up. So the Four of Pentacles reversed. So just watching how things are flowing in your life. Maybe being reversed, maybe there's more of a flow for you to go with instead of holding things so tight, right? And yeah, so same. We're not receiving information. We're not receiving the new information that we need to allow for things to flow, and we're feeling the restraints. So with the moon in Pisces and squaring Mercury in Gemini, you can say it as many times as you want, but Mercury isn't going to do it differently. The thing is with Mercury there, and with that square over, he's looking over at Pisces, and he's like, maybe you have to make other arrangements or something there, because there is some kind of arguments that are going on with people. And so instead of continuing arguing, maybe there's something else that needs to be rearranged. And, because things are feeling blocked. So there is a blocking. Yeah, there is a blocking. So there's a lot of energy that's being blocked for us right now. So kindness, might help here. But on the other hand, it might not. But there's some really deep issues that are coming up for people, and that, as I said, when Neptune goes retrograde this time, because he's further out in the sea, he's dragging the waters back even further, and more information and the depths of things are coming out. And that has to do, and same with Pluto and with Saturn and retrograde too. So we have these, they're bringing this information up, and they're showing you that things need to be dismantled, and things need to be, new approaches need to happen within our lives, and how we approach things, and how we approach dialogue with people. So there's a whole new way of looking at the world around us and how we are going to be engaging. And this, I think, when they come back and look at us in history, they're going to say, what the hell? How stupid could they have been? People have to, in that dialogue, in stepping up in dialogue, that means you really have to speak truth. And sometimes in speaking the truth, when it started, being politically correct and politically correct, I think political correctness has to go out the door, and truth has to come in with that dialogue, in coming forward. And that's the way we need to go forward with all of this. And it comes from that heart, because Mars is in Leo. Leo's heart, I mean, we have Venus. Venus is only a few degrees in there. And so she might be throwing a little bit of a hissy fit with all of the energies too. So, Venus has not lived up to her responsibility, and she's really in a bad mood. And so we got a lot of angry energies in the skies, and that's really, you can really feel that angry energy in the sky. So it's like, okay, this is the way it is. And of course it's hot here. They're having crazy rain in Paris and London right now, and there is flooding over there. So extremes, when it comes to weather patterns too. So remember, whatever is inside, however it is inside is going to be reflected outside. So as within, so without. So start to take a look at what is your dialogue with inside of yourself, and how you are allowing yourself to release. And in doing releasing would be a way of maybe going for a walk, punching a bag. Maybe you do have to scream, go in the car and scream, or maybe if you're out in the middle of nowhere, let it go, because sometimes you just have to let things out. And that's really a lot that's coming in, because a lot of people have been storing too much in, and it's starting to get, like, I can feel the heat coming in. I'm in the shade and everything here, but I can feel that intensity of heat. And I think that's, also the intensity of the energies that are coming in. Yeah, we're at 29 degrees already. Love to know your thoughts. I know many of you are feeling overwhelmed and frustrated with everything. I'm hoping, when it comes to standing up for our civil liberties, I think this is going to make people appreciate more of what they do have in life, and taking a stand for that, which I believe is going to be an important piece for us all. So, my loves, I'm going to love you and leave you on that note. If you are wanting to join me, my new meditation starts July the 5th, and we are going to be working with the Waheguru. And the Waheguru, my drives have been long and straight. My release, yes. My son went golfing this morning at 8. This morning. He was off. We're going to do the Waheguru Wahegeo meditation. And this is the Waheguru Wahegeo is incredibly, it's how do I explain it? It's God, infinite, ultimate wisdom. It's a beautiful mantra to clear perceptions of what is important to preserve, and links the essence of your purpose to the greater minds and souls in the cosmos. I think the reason I chose that was because of the energy of the Waheguru Wahegeo, and bringing that presence of what it is important to you, and releasing anything that is no longer in that alignment for you, right? So allowing for that beautiful energy of transformation to come through for you. So if you're interested in that, that starts July 5th, and it's $25. It is recorded, and you can do it later on if you wish. We also have the tapping into your power with your blue flame starting on July the 7th. And that's going to be a really beautiful, beautiful workshop. And it is about us aligning our soul and our spirit. We're going to be bringing in the ancestors. I have a prayer for the ancestors, for us to align with the energies of the ancestors. Bringing in other prayers and meditations. And also there's a blessing of the head, and bringing in the blessing of the head, because the blessing of the head, I feel, is an important part of us, in our thoughts, in how we go forward, in making sure that we are seeing, hearing, taking in energy and transforming it in a very spiritual, loving way. So there's a blessing with that, and in doing that. So hope you join me, and I want you to have a fabulous day and stay cool. Um, Build an igloo, build a little tent igloo with a fan. Um, Bring out the what do you call it? Bring out all the ice packs and everything. Today I got 6 waters from Starbucks, and so I'm drinking a lot of water today. So sending you out some beautiful energies. If you're wanting a reading, get a hold of me. My readings are in the morning now only. Swamp coolers, yes, swamp coolers. So have a blessed one. Wishing you a most wonderful day. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sending you guys out so much blessing. Stay in your power, stay in your light. Don't anybody distinguish your light. And now may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Blessed be everybody. And let's just keep shining our light. Blessing.